So the biggest thing for the past week has been Drake's album, and on the Zulu side of TikTok, they've just been asking, is Drake better than their favorite Maskandi artist? And everyone just saying no. Might be a joke or not, I'm not sure. But it got me thinking, when did Maskandi go from an obscure genre into one of the biggest genres in the country? Last year, it had the biggest song in the country by Umhlobo, right? And then I figured it out. 31 December 2016.
I'm the good man. I'm the good.
Wrong song. This is Mroza with the Sehlule and Phantom. A Maskandi song won Song of the Year in the biggest radio station in the country for the first time ever in 2016. And it got me thinking, how did we get there? How did we get to Maskandi being one of the biggest genres in the country? So, this is the story of Maskandi. It begins with Zulus, or the existence of the Zulu people, or the Bantu peoples, right? They are people who love to sing. They sing at weddings, they sing at funerals, they sing when anything is going right, during war, times of war, during plagues. Anytime they're doing something, people will sing. Our people love to sing. And this was the case. In Zulu history, we have this thing called Iqubulu, which is a bunch of war chants, whereby we sing this chants whenever we're preparing for war, and it's one of the scariest things you will see. Right. And another part of it is with Ingoma, which is what we sing. We usually sing it anytime I attend a lot of Ingoma university and stuff like that. It's just beautiful. That's where I can sort of trace the origins of Maskandi to Ingoma. This is a history channel, so we have to go through history. In the 1930s, we reach a point where Zulus are slaves. Wait. Migrant workers. They call them migrant workers. History had been burned in 1933. So they were migrant workers. Zulu men are migrant workers in Johannesburg. They work the mines, farms, and anything that will allow them to send a few cents back home. And as people love to sing, we start singing. They sing whenever they're working, they sing whenever they're eating, they sing whenever they're together. And this sort of filters into struggle songs that we sing whenever we're marching, whenever we're protesting. And so we start developing this culture of singing throughout the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And then we start adding guitars. We start adding a cappella. Mbaqanga starts being really big as a form of music in Zulu circles. And then they started adding acoustic guitars to the song, creating a distinct sound for the song, heavily inspired by Western acoustic music. With apartheid struggle in full swing, you start to see the songs heavily influenced by struggle songs. They are not only singing about their problems, but the problems of their people and the wishes to go back home, their fights against white overlords, a free Mandela. Even in prisons, these songs start developing alongside the struggles you are entering in the 1960s and 70s. Basically, you've got people singing whenever they're doing anything. Maskandi comes from the Afrikaans word musicant, which is their word for musician. Entire man by the name of John Bing, or as he's prominently known, Phuzushukela. He is known as the founder and early pioneer of Maskandi. He was the first Maskandi rural artist to gain prominence during the 50s and 60s for singing traditional Zulu music with a guitar in local music competition. Through his use of his Umhlobo, which is introductory music flourish, which sounds something like this. And including Bonga, praise music still common today. And he had made a distinct musical genre called Maskandi. It was sort of like the evolution of what Umbaqanga had been and what Ingoma was, and he was making it commercial and people loved it. They followed it. His school of music began creating legends like John Leclerc, Umhlobo, and the legendary Phuzushukela. During the same time, a young man born in the 60s in KwaZulu, who grew up in makeshift guitars and joined the Umbaqanga group Ocean. His name was Bhekumuzi Luthuli. He's probably the most influential Maskandi artist in history. If you ask a Maskandi artist today on who the GOAT is, the probable answer is Bhekumuzi Luthuli. He decided to go solo in the 80s, and damn did he cook. In 1988, he released his debut album, Uzoyidelingani, and it was curtains. He had gone to his 20 albums, and he was the biggest Maskandi artist of all time. But he wasn't alone. Great artists like Phuzushukela, Umhlobo, would gain prominence around this time, going into the late 90s, early 2000s, right? And in the late 2000s and early 2010s, Maskandi grew into a genre heavily recognized in South Africa. It became the biggest genre in KZN. As someone who grew up in the late 2000s and early 2010s, most of the songs I heard were Maskandi. And I just wanted to watch Dora. You have legends like Umkhomazi, Mtshengiseni, Gcwensa, and many others who I was forced to listen to, but in retrospect, they are great musical artists. The biggest rival in Maskandi today and in history is Ukhozi and Mtshengiseni have created this sort of like cult followers, which is red versus blue, and they are amazing. They are probably the guys who have made Maskandi into what it is today. They have created a culture, they have created a sound, they've made sure to garner the next generation of Maskandi artists into becoming global artists. Ukhozi and Mtshengiseni sing all over the world, showing Maskandi to the world. And their beef, if you can call it that, sort of like encapsulate what Maskandi is today. They are the pillars who have taken it to becoming one of the biggest genres today. The song Sehlule Damme by Mroza, making Song of the Year in 2016, merely confirmed that Maskandi was growing. And in 2023-2024, Mtshengiseni and Ukhozi went back to back on Ukhozi FM as number 1 and 2 for Song of the Year. The biggest song of the year last year was Fizodo's Nyoko, and my favorite album last year was Infinito Zampam Suguru. Bye. I also made this while listening to Drake, so yeah.